unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, I'm Vanessa and I, and welcome to the fam. So you guys, today's pick a card reading is going to be a really interesting and a juicy one. It is all about when you are finally going to find love. Love is just such a bittersweet topic, which is probably why I love talking about it on my channel. And as usual, I will let you know exactly what I get from the cards. We don't play no games on this channel. You guys know that I don't just say whatever everybody wants to hear. This is the real tea, honey. And before I introduce the 5 crystals that you can choose from today, I just wanted to point out to all of you that, of course, this is all inclusive. So whether you're a guy into guys, a girl into girls, a girl into guys, you guys get the story. Everyone is welcome to the party. So the 5 groups are as follows. We have the Amethyst, we have the Carnelian, we have the Cognac Calcite, we have the clear Quartz, as well as the ocean Calcite. And as usual, the timestamps can be found down below in the description box, as well as pinned to the comment section by myself, because you know I love to engage with you all in the comment section. Last little disclaimer before I get into the readings, all of the rings that I am wearing are with real crystals. I'm wearing aquamarine rings, a lapis lazuli ring, a tiger eye ring, as well as a moonstone ring, because I just love carrying those energies around with me. So I will put the link down below in case you're interested in getting the exact same rings that I wear in pretty much all of my readings and my day-to-day life. But anyways, you guys, I don't want to make this intro too long. I would rather spend more time within the individual readings. So I will start off with the first group, which corresponds to the Amethyst, and to all of my other beautiful groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amethyst group number 1, which is such a beautiful mineral. I just absolutely love the amethyst. It is a stone that helps bring out your intuition as well as your psychic abilities, and it connects really nicely to your third eye chakra. But let's get into your reading to figure out exactly when you're going to find love, shall we? So we have the Magician as well as the Lovers. Group number 1, your reading is already on fire in the love department. The Lovers is all about that. It is about mutual respect, romantic love. So it is definitely on the horizon for you, on the horizon sooner rather than later, group number 1. So that may be exactly what you wanted to hear. Maybe you thought you needed a little bit more time, but hey, I'm just gonna tell you exactly what I see. In the Magician, we have a little scenario here where you have to keep in mind that you might have to, I don't want to say make concessions, but of course it's going to be a dynamic where everything is affected. So your communication, when it comes to your emotions, you know what I mean? That person may not be perfect in the department of earthly things, your emotions and all of that, but they're going to be like a great balance of everything that you desire, everything that you need. But as I said, they will have a few shortcomings, but that's okay, because in the Lovers, I can see that they're very respectful and they're very committed to love and to the cause, to being with you. Then we have New Moon in Gemini, as well as the New Moon in Sagittarius. So in the New Moon in Gemini, I want you to know that your guides are trying to communicate that communication is key. I know, how funny. But yeah, when it comes to your love life, when it comes to this person that you are meant to be with, it's so important for the two of you to be on the same page when it comes to communication, and to both just put communication first, because that is the area where you struggle to really let each other know what you need, just because you love to talk about everything. You love to talk about literally any subject under the moon, under the stars, but the most important things can sometimes be forgotten when you're really deep in conversation, and that is mentally stimulating. In the New Moon in Sagittarius, I see here that when it comes to love, luck is on your side, group number 1, which is amazing, okay? The energies that I'm getting out of your reading is that you're going to find love a lot sooner than you expected, which makes this whole scenario really an unexpected thing, where you may bump into somebody that you never thought would turn out to be a romantic partner, and all of a sudden they confess their love to you. All of a sudden you think to yourself, wait a minute, just because I don't usually go for this kind of person, does that really mean that I shouldn't give this a shot. So I definitely see a lot of unexpected here, but unexpected in a positive way. Unexpected meaning that love is coming soon. Then we have Not For You, as well as the Fates. So one thing that I can see here in the Fates and in Not For You is that you had an idea of what you wanted in love, of the kind of person that you were attracted to. You had this kind of notion of exactly what you wanted, exactly what you thought would be the right thing for you. But I see here in Not For You that that is maybe false, that is maybe not accurate for your situation, not accurate for your personal needs at this point in time. I see here in the never-ending story that just popped right out of the pile, that if you continue to go for the types of people that you've gone for up until this point, love is not going to come. It's just going to be a cycle of the same kind of person over and over again, group number one. So the person that you're meant to be with, the person that I see coming for you here, in the Lovers, in the fact that, you know, we have a luck on your side when it comes to love, that person is completely out of the ordinary for you when it comes to dating. That person is a new experience for you, a new type of person, a whole new specimen. And then we have Treasure Island. So I see here that you will have to travel a little bit to find them. Travel maybe geographically, maybe through the interweb, wherever it is where you have to like move yourself out of your comfort zone. So this is not going to be somebody who is an immediate friend of a friend. This is not somebody who you already know. This is somebody where you have to kind of go a little extra mile in order to find them. But you may just be traveling anyways. You may just be browsing anyways. So this is not going to be something that you do in a sense of knowing that you're going out looking for them. It's just going to happen when you're in a faraway place, okay? A place that you're not familiar with. Then we have Muse of Inspiration. In the Muse of Inspiration, group number one, I see that this person, this lover of yours, this person that you're going to find very soon is most likely of a fire sign or has a very fiery kind of energy, okay? So this person has a creative streak that cannot be stopped. So they may even be kind of like a little bit of a creative genius, because the Muse of Inspiration is so much further along their story of who they are as an artist, as a human being. They know what their genre is, they know what they're into when it comes to their career, they know exactly where they're heading, they know exactly what the plan is. They have made this plan, and they are just this kind of person that can appreciate art and beauty, and also other people putting in work, putting in empathy, putting in care into everything, be it, as I said, you know, their career, be it love, be it the finer things in life, such as a really nice high-end piece of clothing, a nice item. They can appreciate all of that, and they like all of that. Then we have the Empress, as well as the Ace of Inspiration. So in the Ace of Inspiration, one thing that I can see here is that you're finding love very soon when you feel inspired. As I said in Treasure Island, you're going to find this person in an area that you're not familiar with, either on the internet, geographically, in real life. So you're not connected to them really. They're just, when you meet them, you connect with their friend group, and it's a completely new friend group. They don't have any ties with you, your family, your friends. In the Ace of Inspiration, I see here that one of these days, sooner rather than later, you're going to feel inspired to go out, to travel, to take a trip with a friend, to try this website, this way of connecting with other human beings, not with love in mind, not with romance in mind. And that is when you're going to stumble across them. And why you're not even gonna know that it's them is because, yes, they are out of the ordinary for what you would usually go for in love. And I can see here in the Empress that what they instinctively like about you, group number one, is your physical appearance, your natural beauty. So if you do wear makeup, whether you're a girl or a guy, it doesn't matter. They prefer the natural you. If you usually dress up a little, suit up, they prefer when you're just laid back in a t-shirt and some jeans. They really see something in you. They see kind of like their own muse in you, even though they are the muse of inspiration, kind of like the master of inspiration. They see a lot of inspiration, a lot of fire within you. If you made it to this point of the reading, leave a little flame emoji in the comment section in order to let me know, and also just as a little symbol of your excitement that this passion, this love is coming into your life very soon. So with very soon, one thing that I see here is that, you know, the possibility is here for you within the next few weeks and months. So that is what we have going on for you within the time scale. So group number one, this is the reading that I received for you. Very clear, very precise. It's happening soon. You're going to finally find love sooner rather than later. Definitely a lot sooner than you ever expected. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope that it inspired you, motivated you. Leave a little comment down below if it resonated, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number two, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Carnelian group number two, which is just such a gorgeous crystal. It ranges from kind of dark red to blood red to like light orange. It is so gorgeous. Nice choice, group number two. Let's move into your reading to find out exactly when you are finally going to find love. So we have the Four of Voices as well as the Hierophant. One thing that I can see here on your journey to finding love in the Four of Voices is that you're first going to go through a little area, a little section of your life where you feel a little bit laid back, but also a little bit lonely. You feel like, okay, I'm just not gonna stress it, I'm not gonna fret it. I mean, it hasn't happened up until now, but you know, let's not rush into things. And while you're spending time by yourself, while you're spending time in solitude, you're starting to feel a little bit lonely. And that is where I see in the Hierophant you turning more and more to spirituality, more and more to things that inspire you to think about life from different angles. Things such as pick a card readings, oracle card readings, just getting into tarot cards and other spiritual practices such as meditation, such as just even chanting, okay? So different things that make you feel more complete by yourself rather than feeling like you need somebody to complete you. Then we have the Queen of Emotions. So there is really this development from you being where you are now to being the Queen of Emotions, the Queen of being in charge of your feelings and knowing exactly what you need to do in order to keep yourself sane, in order to make sure that you don't go crazy, that you don't feel as though you need somebody in order to be happy. So that is what you're going through first before you find love. So it depends really on how quickly you are able to go through that phase in your life. That will determine when you're ready for the next stage, which is love. So part of that really also depends on you, group number two. Then we have within the next few weeks, as well as choose a new direction. So it seems as though this is something that you're going through within the next few weeks, and then after that you're heading in a new direction. You're heading in the direction of love. You're heading in the direction of finding a soulmate, finding somebody that you can truly connect with. So that is one thing that I see here within the next few weeks, okay? You will be going through this lonely phase, through this loner phase, maybe even feeling as though your friends, your family aren't really there the way you want them to be. But don't worry about that. We all go through different cycles and phases like that. That doesn't mean you don't have anybody. It could just be a temporary, overwhelming wave of emotion. So allow yourself to cry if you need to within these next few weeks, but also kind of learn to deal with it by finding different coping mechanisms like singing, like meditation, as I said, yoga. Discover something for yourself that helps you in these situations. Then we have the gibbous moon, and the gibbous moon is all about when you're very close to achieving your goals. So I see here that the last milestone before love for you is really just finding out how to deal with loneliness, and that may have to do with the fact that your future lover, your future partner, this person that is going to be your love is maybe somebody who works a lot, maybe somebody who lives pretty far away, and you may have to be long distance for a little while, and that is why you need to learn to cope with being by yourself, because they're ambitious, they live a little further away, they have other things on their plate that they may not be able to tend to every little second. And maybe you're also just like me. Maybe you're a Cancerian, maybe a Pisces, you know, a water sign, there are some earth signs that are a little bit clingy too, and you just need to learn to decling a little bit, if you know what I mean, group number 2. No shade, okay, I'm right there with you. Then we have the disseminating moon. So I see here in the disseminating moon that now is a time to breathe out. Now is a time to just let any energies that have been circulating and bugging you out of your system, out of your vicinity, because you're really cleansing all of that clingy energy and all of that energy that is not meant to come with you into this new love life, into this new relationship. So it seems as though you're finally going to find love in a shorter time frame than you may have expected, sooner than you thought, as you're going through this process pretty rapidly within a few weeks. And I believe that you will successfully go through this process of learning a little bit more how to deal with loneliness, how to be a little bit isolated. Then we have the tribe as well as by the book. So I see here a very unconventional way of meeting this person. I see here in by the book, I mean, by the book just speaks for itself, but in correlation to the rest of your cards, choosing a new direction is really choosing to not go by the book, is really choosing a different direction than going by the book. Because I can see here that in the tribe is accepting, your family is accepting, their family is accepting. So going in a whole different direction with love, maybe even a different direction when it comes to the gender of the kind of person that you want to be with, is something that is not going to be surprising to anybody. And also being able to choose someone who's completely different from the usual. So just an example, a silly example, if you would usually go for somebody who's very tall, maybe all of a sudden you are into somebody who's shorter than you, and other people are not surprised. You may be surprised, but other people always felt that you kind of had it in you to be with somebody unconventional and someone who you usually would maybe not consider romantically. And then we have a time to go, as well as to be fair. So I see here that one thing that the universe is trying to speak to you about is if there are any connections that you have in your life right now, connections that could have potentially formed into romantic connections, it is time to abandon those. They're just going to put energy into the room that you don't need in order to find true love, in order to find love that has reciprocity, where it's not just you checking in on the person, not just you who has certain feelings, it's them as well, mutual love. So let go of any connections that you have right now that are kind of neither here nor there, because I see that they're basically just holding up real love coming towards you. So right now we're in the mood of new number, who dis, you know what I mean, group number 2. Then we have the Hanged Muse. So once you've kind of like learned how to be by yourself, how to just be chill, and how to not always need something happening, something going on in your life, that is when love is entering. I see here in the Hanged Muse that the Hanged Muse is chill, just hanging upside down. The Hanged Muse is okay with taking a step back, with relaxing, with sleeping in. And you may say to me right now through the screen, Vanessa, like I can show you how chill I am. I can sleep all day. And I believe you, group number 2. I mean, same, okay? But there's a difference between being able to be fully conscious, not tired, and be able to do nothing, just sit with yourself in meditation and deal with any emotions or past trauma that comes up, and, you know, just sleeping and being tired. So there's a difference there, and I see that exploring that difference comes first, because that is most likely what you need in order to have a prosperous love life. So group number 2, for you, new love can be found as soon as within, you know, a few weeks, a few short months. There is a great possibility for love to come into your life then, but I definitely see work needing to be done first. So if you're dragging your feet on the work you need to do on the inside, then obviously that will delay things. But if you're courageous to just look fears in the eye, to look being by yourself in the eye, and just really find that place of happiness and contentment, even if that is completely by yourself, that is going to propel you to love a lot quicker than you had ever expected. So self-growth is what comes first for you, then love. So group number 2, this is a reading that I received for you. If you made it all the way till the end of your reading, leave some roses down below. A rose is also fine. You don't have to leave many roses. But yeah, just also as a token of good luck and encouragement on your journey to personal growth that you're going through first. So wherever you are in this world, group number 2, I hope you're having an amazing day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Cognac Calcite group number 3, and I want to move into your reading to figure out exactly when you will finally find love. So let's get right into it. We have the 5 of voices as well as the Ace of voices. And first and foremost, I want you to know that voices correspond to swords in the traditional tarot deck, which is all about what goes on mentally, subconsciously, as well as consciously. So let's figure out what that has to do with when you will finally find love. In the Ace of voices, I see here that you're moving into a headspace where you're becoming a completely different person. So a real transformation and a new way of communication, a new way of figuring out exactly how you can communicate your wants and your needs to a lover, to somebody who you're romantically interested in. I can see in the 5 of voices that it can be a little bit difficult for you to say exactly what you want. For instance, if you really want somebody who spends a lot of time with you, or you really want somebody who is successful, somebody who is ambitious and driven, because maybe you're ambitious and driven, or maybe you just want to be a stay-at-home mommy or daddy, and that is why you need somebody who is ambitious. And that is nothing to be ashamed of. I do believe that we all have different things that we're good at in life. And for instance, being a parent, being a stay-at-home person who runs a household, who takes care of potentially animals and children, I mean, that is really the hardest work, and you don't get paid for it. And I feel like a lot of people can underestimate that, group number 3. So I definitely see that there can be sometimes some shame behind what you truly want and communicating that. But I definitely see that you're moving into a headspace where you're kind of like, look, if the person is the one, then they're going to be okay with whatever it is that I want, whether it be, for instance, staying at home, being maybe the one who goes out, making most of the finances, making most of the earthly things happen, or maybe you want to be the one who is tended to, who is taken care of mostly. And relationships, we all have different dynamics in our relationships, both romantic and platonic, and there is the right person out there for you who will get your vibe, who will understand exactly what it is that you need and want. Then we have reconsider as well as ask your angels. So if anybody makes you feel as though you are being extra or you are being high maintenance, you have to reconsider. You have to ask your angels, and they will tell you every single time when you ask that no, this is not the one. The one is going to understand you, okay? So when you finally will find love, you will know this, group number 3, and unlike the other 2 groups that I spoke about, group number 1 and group number 2, you're going to know. You're going to know that this is the right person because you're going to voice exactly what you need and want to them, and the right one is going to 100% be on board. Everybody else is going to have their comments, which means that it is just not the right relationship for you. So we have no, okay? So it's very clear that the spirits are communicating to us right now that anybody who does not understand what you need, where you're at mentally, and how your thought process works is not going to be suitable. So one thing that I feel here is that, you know, it depends a little bit on you how quickly you are able to move on. If you're dating and you want to give somebody chance after chance after chance, obviously that will prolong the amount of time until you really find the love that you desire. But if you kind of like tick off the boxes pretty quickly and say to yourself, okay, the connection is just not really there, I'm better off spending my time meeting new people and just heightening the probability of finding the right one, then of course you will move towards love quicker. But I want to move deeper into reading to figure out when that will be. Then we have the new moon in Capricorn, as well as the new moon in Cancer. So new moons are all about manifestation and making things real. And I can see here in the new moon in Capricorn is that as long as you're able to kind of like channel energy with the new moon, as long as you're able to properly stay in tune with your manifestation schedule, I see that things are going to move towards love. Things are going to move at a rapid pace towards exactly what it is that you want romantically. The new moon in Cancer is all about letting you know that your loved ones are okay with your choice. Your loved ones are okay with you finding love, because that can sometimes be a difficult one, especially if it's your first real partner or you've been in relationships that didn't go very well, that didn't end well. It can be hard to introduce somebody new or just to bring somebody home, period. But I want you to know that when you find love, they're going to be accepting and they're going to like the person, because as we spoke about, they're going to embrace you and your ideas of how you want the relationship to be and what you want the dynamic to be. They're going to be happy to go along with it, because this person that you will find love with is the kind of person who is happy as long as you're happy. That's literally all that they need. So in the new moon in Capricorn, I just want you to know that the work that you're putting in also into your self-development is paying off and is going to show itself big time in the relationship. But I want to move a little further into your reading, group number 3. We have chaos and conflict, as well as the thinker. So you're first going to go through a little bit of a chaotic whirlwind, which leads me to think that yes, this will take a few months up to a year, group number 3, okay? So you're going through a lot of thinking, you're going through a lot of just asking yourself why it is that you have been in such chaotic relationships, that you have allowed people to treat you in a way that you didn't necessarily think was fair. So really just putting yourself in front of the mirror is something that I see happening, which again is going to lead to this process taking a few months up to a year for you, group number 3, which may seem like a long time, but it also goes by pretty quickly when you're open to seeing people, open to going on dates, and open to working on yourself in that time. And love is just something that is so much better when it's pure, when it's real. So it's 100% worth the wait, group number 3. Then we have the unfinished symphony. So tying up loose ends comes first. If there's anybody that you ghosted, that you strung along, group number 3, you have to set them free, okay? If you do not set them free, it will take longer for you to find love, because there's just this energetic frequency within your space, within your plane of an unfinished symphony of business that just has not been finished. So set them free. If you have to, write them a little apology if that was what the situation was like. If the situation was that they ghosted you, that they just all of a sudden disappeared, or they just always like to make an appearance whenever it's convenient for them, and that is not what you were looking for, and they have hurt you, they have strung you along, they have played you, then you just have to snip, snap, let them take a seat at the back, okay? Because you can't have that in your life anymore, group number 3. You have to free them from your life, from your headspace, from your energetic plane. You have to free yourself in order to be able to find love sooner, okay? If you allow this to drag on for years, it will be years. But if you just kind of cut ties, you need a little bit of time to regenerate, to recuperate, and then it is a few months up until a year, group number 3. So group number 3, if you made it all the way to the end of this reading, leave a little tree emoji in the comment section in order to let me know, and also feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section. So wherever you are in this world, group number 3, I hope you're having an amazing day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the clear quartz, group number 4, which is an amazing stone that helps you clear out negative energy. So I want to move into your reading to figure out exactly when you will find love. So let's get right into it. We have the Knight of Emotions as well as the Three of Voices. So one thing that I can see here is that you will find love when you're going through a very tough time. That is one thing that I can see in the Three of Voices. You're going through a time of self-doubt where you feel as though, you know, maybe this life or love isn't really working out for you the way you wanted it to, and that is where I see in the Knight of Emotions that it's almost like your knight in shining armors. And I'm not trying to make this like a tacky story, but that is when they're going to come in and kind of be that person to make you feel emotionally valued, emotionally stable. So in the Knight of Emotions, we have somebody who is very deeply connected to the emotional realms and knows exactly what to say in which moment in order to make you feel better. So they are very pure in their intentions, and why I just stopped for a second when I said that is because group number 4, you have to be very careful when looking for love or engaging with people when you're in this deep dark place. So yes, you are going to find love during your next crises, during the next time that you feel kind of down and out and you're not expecting it. But at the same time, as I said, you have to be careful because sometimes that kind of energy can attract people who are only here to abuse that kind of energy. And why I'm trying to tell you that is because I just want to be completely honest and I care about you. I do not want you to attract a bad egg, okay? I don't want you to attract one of those 1,000-year-old Chinese like black eggs. I mean, no, group number 4, no, I don't want that for you. I want you to be with the best possible person who is there for you, not allowing themselves to take advantage of your situation. Then we have the 4 of Emotions, as well as the Page of Voices. So in the 4 of Emotions, which corresponds to the 4 of Cups, one thing that I can see here is that, you know, that deep dark place has a lot to do with kind of feeling alone, with kind of feeling a little bit like love is just not it, okay? Love is just not working. Everybody just wants your body. Everybody just wants, you know, a quick fling, but nobody really wants what we have here in the Page of Voices, to give it a chance to be an intellectually engaging and interesting conversation. Everybody just wants the shallow talks, the shallow things, and being physical pretty quickly, and then moving on to the next best thing as soon as the opportunity presents itself. So the Page of Voices corresponds to the Page of Swords, and one thing that I can see here when it comes to when you will find love is when you find that person who is mature and who is also like at a place where they're done with that too. They're done with this dating game that is really a game, because a lot of people just, as I said, they move on as quickly as they find, as soon as they find something that they feel suits them more, or as soon as they find somebody who has lower expectations or just lower standards. And then we have the 8 of Inspiration, as well as the Chariot. So I can see here things moving pretty rapidly. I can see here things moving pretty quickly. The 8 of Inspiration is all about moving forward, and that is always what the Page of Voices, as well as the Knight of Emotions, is trying to do. So the person that you're meant to be with, when you find them, you're going to feel as though things are moving very quickly. They're letting you know how they feel very quickly because they're very secure in who they are. They have nothing to be ashamed of, and they're not embarrassed about their emotions and letting you know what those emotions are. Then we have the Chariot, and the Chariot is all about aligning everything back into one direction, not having, you know, a lot of loose ends everywhere, but really focusing on one person, one relationship. So that is one thing that I see as the main thing in between you and this person. And then we have the new moon in Virgo. In the new moon in Virgo, one thing that I can see is that it is a time now for you to give rather than take. So allow yourself to be the one who gives opportunities, especially in love, especially when it comes to getting to know new people. Don't feel as though you should be very defensive. I see here that when it comes to the timing, you're the kind of person who really thinks things through before you settle in a relationship. And I see here in a time to give rather than take, it's really a time for you to give trust when it comes to relationships, when it comes to love, as I can see here that will have an impact on when you find love, because finding love is only really possible if you're open to it and if you're willing to give the person a chance, give the person some trust. And then we have communicate clearly, as well as improving health. So I see here that you have to communicate very clearly what it is that you want, as I see that any kind of mixed communication is not good for your chakras, it's not good for any part of your body, because when you're going on dates or when you're meeting people, when you're texting people, when you're just single, okay, and you're not completely upfront about what it is that you want, some people may take that as a sign of them being able to just do whatever they want with you, and you may have already gone through that. And I'm really sorry if you went through painful, traumatic experiences due to not wanting to be high maintenance and not wanting to say, oh, well, I need somebody who gives me all the time in the world, or I need somebody who has a well-paid job, a high-paying job, or somebody who wants a family within the next 5 years. So don't feel as though you shouldn't be saying that. You should, okay? I see here that that is really going to improve your chances of finding true love quicker, because everybody who is turned off by that is obviously already not going to want to engage with you romantically, because they're scared, because they don't want to be confronted with having to settle down. Then we have the Unfinished Symphony as well as To the Sea. So one thing that I can see in the Unfinished Symphony is the fact that there are still a few loose ends that you need to tie up. I see that in To the Sea as well. There is a need for you to abandon the people who don't know that you're not interested in them, okay? So you have to set them free. You have to just tell them that you're not interested next time they hit you up, next time they text you. And also, if there's somebody who always just hits you up whenever it suits them, or an ex that just always wants to talk to you when, you know, it just feels like they always want to talk to you when they need something to climb on, okay? When they need somebody to hug, like, can I get a hug? No, okay, no. So you just need to tell that person, it's not even not right now, it's never, it's not happening, it's not cute, and it's not something that you want within your energetic space, because that is just confusing to the universe. That puts the message out there like you're still leaving a little bit of room for somebody from your past to make a reappearance. So if that is really not the case, sever the ties, group number 4. Then we have Poised, as well as Go the Distance. So I can see here in Poised that you will find love in a person who is elegant, a person who knows how to carry themselves, and most likely at a nice event. Okay, so this could be a wedding, this could be a wedding, this could be a nice like engagement party, just generally something where you go the distance, you go the extra mile, you really put yourself out there in your most tidied up, good looking way, and you know, you wear your favorite dress, that dress that you feel comfortable in, you wear your favorite suit that makes you feel like it just shapes you in all the right places how you want to be shaped. And just overall, you're going to meet this person during an event where you feel really attractive, you feel confident, comfortable, and good about yourself. So check your calendar, group number 4, and check when those next upcoming events are. Right now, your calendar may be a little bit dry when it comes to events, depending on which part of the world you live in and what, you know, the laws are wherever it is that you live. So that might still take a little bit of time, because the economy, the world needs to regenerate back to normal, back to there actually being social agendas. So it will take till there are parties, till there are get-togethers, till there are events that you can attend and feel good attending. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, that you found it insightful. If you made it to the end of your reading, leave a little cheetah emoji down below in the comments section, just to let me know, and as a token of good luck for your love life. So group number 4, wherever you are in this world, please stay safe, take care of yourself, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 5. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Ocean Calcite, group number 5, which is just a very calming and centering stone, and that may be why you felt drawn to it. But let's move into your reading to figure out exactly when you will find love. Okay, we have the Ace of Materials as well as the Ace of Emotions. We have the Ace 2 times, which corresponds to the number 1. So I want you to know that the Ace, the number 1, is the initiator, okay? So that means that something new is happening, a new vibe is coming coming into your life, a new love is coming into your life, and just fresh potential. So the Ace of Materials is about things in the earthly realm. So this could be finding love in a new job or in a new business venture. The Ace of Emotions is all about just moving with your emotions into a completely new space. So for instance, not settling for less, not settling for anything you don't want to settle for, and not allowing somebody to treat you in a way that you don't want to be treated. And I want you to keep your head high, group number 5. You don't need to put up with anything you don't want to put up with. And that is just one of the things that I feel is important for you to hear, especially as the Ace of Emotions can be an amazing start when you keep your confidence and your self-worth at the center of where you're developing into when it comes to love, when it comes to your emotions. But if you allow, you know, that first person that says like, oh, you're so high maintenance, you'll never find love like that. If you allow that to affect you, then you're setting your standard lower. You're setting your standard down to where somebody else might set their standard, and let other people feel like, you know, they don't want to be high maintenance, because that is up to them. If they want to put up with not being treated how they desire, that is their choice. That does not need to be how your relationship works or your love life, okay? So keep that very separate. You have somebody out there for you, and that person is going to leave no wishes kind of open, okay? They're not going to be somebody where you feel like you're compromising. Then we have the Ace of Inspiration. So we have 3 aces within your reading. Group number 5, there is really something new happening. You're stepping into a new era of your life, a new kind of mood, if you will, a new you. And I see here in the Ace of Inspiration, which corresponds to the Ace of Swords, that you're just like in a headspace where you feel like nothing can stop you. You're not dealing with F-boys anymore. You're not dealing with people who don't respect you. And that gives you a completely new vibe, a complete glow up of your energy, a complete glow up of the impression that you make. So yes, group number 5, let me just give you a little round of applause. I like it. I'm proud of you. Then we have the Page of Voices. So using a new type of vocabulary. And I'm not saying you're going to be sitting there with, you know, a little vocabulary, learning new words with a little, what are those called again? Encyclopedia. No, group number 5, that is not what I mean, but using words that attract the right people. So using words such as self-worth, using words such as, these are my future plans. This is what I have in the cards for myself. This is what I want out of a relationship. So I know this may sound very self-centered, I want, I need, but at the end of the day, when you're committing to love, to a relationship, it's important that you're satisfied, or else it's going to be a long, treacherous ride that, of course, we don't want for you, group number 5. So speak up. Then we have the 3 of Voices. So in the 3 of Voices, one thing that I can see here is that you will find love most likely at a time where you feel as though it's hopeless, at a time where you feel as though like, oh, everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. The person who I thought would reciprocate my feelings, the person who I thought would really understand me, does not get it and has disappointed me, has left me thinking that all people, when it comes to romance, are just the same. So I see that at a time of despair is when you're going to find love unexpectedly, and it's going to be in such a way that you feel almost a little bit clumsy, almost a little bit like you made a decision about humanity and about love way too quickly without thinking about it. Then we have the situation will improve, as well as look for a sign. So group number 5, I feel as though with you, it's a little bit more of a slow burner, as we have, you know, the situation just steadily improving, your love life just steadily improving, as well as the fact that you first need to see the synchronicities. So seeing the same number over and over again, like 2:22 p.m., 2:22 a.m., numbers such as those, angel numbers, and just reoccurring signs, reoccurring patterns in your life that can lead you in the right direction when it comes to love. So allow yourself to read into those coincidences, allow yourself to read into those signs, and the situation will improve. You will be moving towards that love life that you desire, towards finding love. Then we have yin, as well as co-create. So in yin, one thing that I can see here is a lot of feminine energy. Okay, yin is all about that. So in feminine energy, I want you to know here that that is exactly what you need in order to complete yourself, in order to find love. So your feminine energy may be a little bit low right now. You may be not dreaming as much as you should, not fantasizing as much as you should, and really just spending time figuring out, playing around with thoughts of what you desire and what you need. Don't be embarrassed about that, group number 5. In co-create, I see here that you can co-create with the universe, which is maybe something that you didn't expect, but as I said, look out for the signs, because we often kind of underestimate just how much we can create the life that we desire, and not just financially, not just a home life, not just when it comes to owning all the material things you've always wanted to own. You can also create the love life that you desire with the right energy. And I see here that you need to infuse a little bit more feminine energy into your life in order to attract love, okay? In order to allow that to happen sooner rather than the later energy that I see within your reading, because it seems to really be a big journey that you're going through first before you find love. But let's just read a little more into it. We have the mutable moon, so nothing is set in stone. That is what the mutable moon is about. So know that just because the vibes right now are pointing towards love, taking a little longer, you know, 1 to 2 years to enter your life, 1 to 3 years maybe even, does not mean that this cannot change. The mutable moon is part of your reading in order to let you know that this really has to do with you, the kind of energy that you're putting out there, and what you are attracting in turn for the energy that you're setting out into the world. So allow yourself to not feel like, oh no, like 1 to 3 years, that's forever. Nothing is set in stone. Then we have the new moon in Scorpio, as well as the full moon in Sagittarius. So first and foremost, in the full moon in Sagittarius, looking at the bigger picture will be helpful, because if you think about it, 1 to 3 years is not very long, because if you're with the person that you want to be with forever in 1 to 3 years, you have most likely a lot of time left with them, okay? So 1 to 3 years looking at the bigger picture is not a lot if you take into consideration that you will find true love, group number 5. Furthermore, in the new moon in Scorpio, I see you working through your fears. I see you working through everything that makes you feel scared about being alone in the meantime, which is really going to build character for you and going to allow you to be very mature and very much ready to be in a relationship that is mutually respectful, that is loving. Leave a little Scorpio emoji if this is the group that you chose. And if you decide to actually look at the bigger picture, if you decide, yes, I want to see things as in I still have so much time ahead of me. If it takes a little bit longer for my process, for my development, then so be it. But I'm just excited for real love to be able to enter my life. So group number 5, we have a really interesting reading for you. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading. I hope that you enjoyed all of the synchronicities that we already had here. It seems as though the number 1 is really what you should be looking out for when it comes to love. That will give you a lot of different signs as to what you need to look out for. So I hope that you're doing well, group number 5. I hope this reading was insightful as well as inspirational. Let me know down in the comment section what your thoughts are, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos.